going on, everybody? Welcome back to another video, and in today's video we're going to be talking about The Truman Show. Let me start this off by saying a huge thanks to my buddy joining me on this video, which is Pritesh from his channel, the MegaNerd Squad. So I definitely want to thank him for being here in the video. It's the very first time he's appearing here on the channel, and he's invited me to be on his channel as well. So a big thanks to him for being here in this video, and let's go ahead and get into my thoughts on The Truman Show. So The Truman Show stars Jim Carrey, Ed Harris, Laura Linney, and Noah Emmerich, and tells the story of a man named Truman, played by Jim Carrey, who was born on TV and unknowingly is living in a dome, the biggest and most impressive TV studio of all time, thinks he's living a normal life, going to work, living in a town, being able to go to the beach, but it's all fake. He's never able to leave the area. Anytime he tries to, there is some sort of thing or something that ends up stopping him. And we find out not too long into the film that he is the center of a television show. He was born on television, and again, he's just living a life that everybody can see at all times. There's cameras everywhere, and every single pedestrian, civilian, anybody around him that he sees, anybody he works with, and even his wife and his best friend, his father, everybody is part of this show. They are all part of this whole vibe, and everybody on the outside has been watching this show. It's the highest rated TV show of all time, and the entire time, Truman has no idea. Could you imagine living in a life where you're going to work, you're living your normal life, you're sitting down, you're watching TV, maybe you're fondling your genitals or something, I don't know, whatever the case may be, you're like living a normal personal life, and there's cameras everywhere, and you're living this life unknowingly that everybody's watching. You scratch your ass, whatever the case may be. At all times, cameras are on you, and now you're living this life, and you have no idea that everybody's watching. You have no idea that everybody's invested in your life in some way, shape, or form. It's kind of crazy, and I really, really love Jim Carrey in this film. He really shows in this film, especially at the time, that he can go beyond being the over-the-top, very silly, very comedic actor. Now, he definitely has his Jim Carreyisms in this film, which I love. But yeah, I think that this movie is definitely one of his more tame and dramatic performances versus some of the more big and bombastic performances that he tends to give. Overall, I found this to be an incredible watch. I've seen it before, and it's been quite some time, so being able to revisit it, I did a review over my buddy David from the Interpreting the Stars channel, and I definitely wanted to do another review here on my channel, a little bit more in depth. And yeah, what I think really works about this film is the way that they pace out how we as an audience get to see things. It's pretty early on that we know right at the gate that something's going on. Like, they let the audience in on what's happening before Truman knows anything is happening. But being able to see him discover things over time, you feel for his character. You feel very much like the characters in the movie who want to just reveal things to him, because there are characters throughout the course of the film who see him and just feel for him. He doesn't know that he's being restricted in life. If he tries to leave town, it just so happens there's going to be nasty traffic or some sort of construction that doesn't allow him to. And again, this is all because he's living in a huge dome TV studio, and there's one director at the top who has like this love and admiration of him, who's just kind of sees him almost like an art piece, you know what I mean? It's like this entity that he has control over in a lot of ways. And though he cares for Truman, the care is very much centered around him continuing the show and being able to see Truman have to deal with these various emotions and go through these different things all on this TV show. And you really do feel for the character of Truman throughout. You definitely feel for him as he starts to go a little bit more insane in the later part of the film, where he's just starting to lose his marbles. He's starting to get a little bit crazy because he knows what's happening. He's starting to figure out what's happening. He knows that his life is not real. He knows that his wife is not real. His best friend, everything about him and his life has all been a falsehood. Overall, I find this to be a really great movie, and I do highly recommend it. So I'm going to go ahead and pass it off to my buddy Pritesh from his channel, MegaNerd Squad, and we'll get back to the last parts of my thought in just one moment.
Hey guys, what is up? MegaNerd Squad here, and today I will be reviewing Truman Show. But first, I want to thank Anthony for collabing with me on this movie review. I've seen a lot of his stuff, and you guys love his movie reviews, and they're awesome. I watch a lot of them, and I'm excited we could collab on this movie review together. It's awesome. Thank you again, Anthony, for letting me collab with you for this movie review. And the movie review we did was for The Truman Show. And basically, Jim Carrey stars as Truman Burbank, and this movie is basically about him being in a TV show that he doesn't even know he's in. The movie takes place in this fictional town, and Truman is literally in the town, but he's lived his whole life, and everyone watched in the whole world. everyone, it was live 24/7, and he had no idea. One thing I love about this movie is that Jim Carrey is amazing in this movie. He's just goofy. At the beginning of the movie, he's goofy before he even realizes what's happening. He's just really goofy, and you go throughout his day, and you go throughout his life, basically without him knowing, living his normal life. And you could tell throughout the movie that there was a TV show. It's mentioned in the beginning a little bit, and you could tell by the way that people are acting, his best friend, everything. But the one thing that this movie really shined in is Jim Carrey, when he found out that something was off and that people were making stuff up, and his wife lied to him, or his fake wife lied to him, and he's just trying to figure out all these different things about the TV show. That why was those things happening? Why do they know? Why are they following him? One thing I didn't expect in this movie was that it was kind of dark, because basically he was taken by birth from this company, and literally they grew him up and literally showed his life to everybody in the world without him knowing. It was kind of like an intrusion of privacy, like the biggest intrusion of privacy ever, because we literally saw him for like 20 plus years live his life, and he had no idea. People were watching him. They were playing at fans and everything, and that was really creepy in a way, and really dark, because you just wanted him to get out, and these people were trying to stop him. The creator was trying to stop him from getting out because he needed him. And the best moments of this movie are when he starts figuring it out and he just acts crazy, trying to make everyone tell him what's going on. Like his wife, he's just spinning around in a circle with the car and keeps going over and over until he finds out what's happening. But she doesn't budge, and then she gets scared and they kick her off the show and they try to find a new wife for him. Everything starting from his journey to trying to trick the creator to escaping, that was just a really good way that he did it. He tricked the whole world into thinking he was asleep and escaped. And they tried to stop him. They even tried to kill him, or the creator did, tried to kill him by putting waves and wind and trying to stop him from getting out, but he prevailed and he got out. Jim Carrey, again, I'm going to talk about him a lot because he's the star of the show and he's amazing in this movie. Through all this traumatic stuff with his dad falling into the ocean, and that was set up, which was crazy, and that's not even his father. He was adopted by the company of birth, so none of his parents are his parents, so that was really messed up and dark. And seeing these people who were watching him cheer him on and they don't care, they're not trying to do anything, it's kind of messed up in a way as well. But I did really enjoy this movie. There's a lot of great scenes, great shots, because they put like cameras in this dome in Hollywood. Like they have this giant dome basically on land that you can see from space. It's like a man-made dome, just a whole town in this bubble, and he's trying to escape it, and it's so big that it's hard. I just thought that was really cool, and I did like the ending. I wish we would have saw a little bit more out of the ending, but it did enough pretty well, him escaping. The music was really, really good. The music in this movie was amazing. The lighting was amazing. The actors were amazing. The actor who played the creator was really, really good. And Jim Carrey drove this movie home throughout his acting. So definitely, I want to thank you guys for watching the review. And again, thank you, Anthony, for letting me do this movie review with you. I look forward to doing more in the future. I really did enjoy this movie, so thank you for recommending it. And thank you guys for watching on Anthony's channel. We do movie reviews and trailer reactions as well. It was awesome to collab with Anthony. But anyways, guys, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys later. MegaNerd Squad, out.
A big thanks to Pritesh for being here in this video. Guys, you can find the link to his channel down below in the description box. Go give him some love. Let him know I sent you. And yeah, I'm glad you enjoyed this film, man. I really enjoyed you being here in the video. And what I could say to wrap this video up, because I don't have an abundance more to say, is that if you are not a huge fan of Jim Carrey, let's say you've seen Ace Ventura, The Mask, and various things like that, and maybe those things just don't jive with you, maybe that comedic style, that overacting isn't really for you, the thing that, you know, very much Jim Carrey is known for, I highly recommend The Truman Show. I think it's a great display of his dramatic acting chops. I think he does have those comedic moments in there, but it's a lot more tame. There are those big Jim Carrey moments, but it's not as over the top as you may expect from something like The Mask or Ace Ventura or so many others of his performances, The Grinch, all that jazz. I think he gives a really nuanced and real performance in here, and you feel for his character throughout the course of the film. Again, you feel very much like the characters who want to spill the beans to him, the characters who are seeing him and just feel for him because he wants to live a normal life, and seeing his journey as he discovers what's happening to him, what his life has been, and him trying to find a way out. It's exciting, it's fun to watch, it's very gripping, and you do feel for his character throughout the entire time. I think the main thing I ever want from a movie is to be entertained and to feel for the characters and the story that I'm seeing play out. And without a doubt, The Truman Show does that incredibly well. The performances are so believable throughout. And even though there is a bit of a heightened reality element to it because of such a silly premise, I think the performances, again, just ground it all. There's a nuance to the performances that I definitely buy into, and it really helps sell the emotion and the weight of what's happening in the narrative. So yeah, The Truman Show, one of my favorite Jim Carrey films without a doubt, and definitely a big thanks once again to my guest Pritesh for being here in a video to talk about it with me. So again, you can find the link to his channel down below in the description box. Hit that like button, comment your thoughts, subscribe for more videos if you guys have not already done so, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.